Launch code. Access granted. A millionaire.
Hello, welcome to GED exam preparation class. I am your host and instructor, Ruben Herrera. And on this lesson, my friends, we are going to talk about circles. So let's get started. I'm going to start by defining what a circle is first. A circle is a shape consisting of all points in a plane that are given a distance from a given point, which is the center. Okay, my friends? So let us go ahead and see. We all know what a circle looks like. So it looks something like this. And let us look and understand the parts or the areas of a circle. Okay, first of all, my friends, on the circle we have a center. And this is what the center looks like. Remember, it's just going to be a point. It's going to be it's going to be a location, which is the very center of our circle. Okay, then we have the radius, and this is what the radius look like. The radius is going to be the distance from any given point of the surroundings of the circle into the center. So the distance that we have between the center and any of the points of the surrounding points of the circle, that this distance right here, that's going to be the radius. Next, we have the diameter. Okay, the diameter is actually the distance from any given point from the surrounding of the circle to another given point of the surrounding of the circle going through the middle. Okay, so the distance from one side to the next one. So the diameter is always twice the distance of the radius, or you can tell that the radius is half the distance of the diameter. Okay, notice that the line of the diameter is always gonna have to go through the center. Okay, if it doesn't go to the center, if it was going through something like this, okay, then this will be called a segment. But this is not something that we're going to touch on this lesson. Okay, very nice. Now, another thing that we're going to have to learn, another thing that we're going to look every time we have to deal with circles or anything that has a circular shape is this right here, this symbol. This symbol is called pi, and pi is equals to 3.14. Okay, so, and also, well, 3.14 and a whole bunch of numbers. And then some people ask me, well, Ruben, why pi and why 3.14? Okay, the reason why we always have to use pi whenever we're dealing with circular or circle shapes. And the reason why it's always 3.14 is because if we were to take our diameter out right here, my friends, if we were to take it out and we will take our diameter and try to go around the surrounding, you know, of our circles, okay, it'll take actually it'll take, this is not perfect, but it'll take 3.14 times the diameter to go around the circle from the starting point all the way around back to the starting point. So this is why we always use pi, and it's always equals to 3.14. Very nice. Now, when it comes to the circles, my friends, now, the two operations that we can do with the circles is the circumference and the area. Okay, the circumference of that circle is almost like the perimeter of a polygon. Okay, but since the circle is not a polygon, the circle has its own special version of perimeter, which is called the circumference. The circumference is when we measure the distance of one starting point of the circle going all the way around outside, going all the way around back to the starting point. Okay, so that's what we measure in that circumference of the circle. And then with the area, just like with the polygons, we always measure the surface or all the area that the circle occupies inside. Okay, very good. Now let us look at some examples of circumference and area. So for example, to get the circumference for this circle right here, the formula that we're going to use is going to be this. Circumference is going to be equals to pi times the diameter. Okay, now the measurement of the diameter is also going to be given to you on your exam. So we have right here that the diameter is equals to 4. So therefore now, in order for me to solve this problem, and once again, I'm gonna dissect the process. I'm gonna go ahead and substitute my variables right here of my formula for my numbers. So I'm gonna go ahead. I know that pi is equals to 3.14 and my diameter is equals to 4. And then these two right here, this is also an algebraic terms. Okay, if you want to look at it this way, and this pi and this d are multiplying. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to multiply the value of pi, which is 3.14 times 4. Okay, very nice. And now, as my result of multiplying 3.14 times 4, my circumference now, this is my result. My circumference is equals to 12.56. Very nice, my friends. Now, whenever you perform this operation, some of you obviously you can use your calculator. On some calculators, you have the pi key. You can use the pi key if you like on your calculator, or you can input 3.14. However, if you input 3.14, your result might be just a little bit different. You are going to be off maybe by 1 decimal or 2 decimals, but not to worry, my friends. Your result is still going to be correct. Remember that your GED exam is going to be a multiple choice exam, so you guys are just going to use the result, or you're going to pick the result that is closer to the result that you have. However, whether you're going to use the pi key on your calculator or you just want to multiply 3.14, it is either way, it is correct. Your result is going to be different. Now, the way that is preferred to use, okay, or the method that is the operation that is preferred that you use is that you use the pi key, because you will help the calculator do a more exact calculation, or in this case a multiplication for you. Okay, so let us look at another example now. This is going to be a little bit tricky. Now let us find the circumference for this circle. Okay, and here is our formula. Circumference is equals to pi times the diameter. But now notice right here what they're giving us on this circle. They're giving us this 3 right here, but it looks like, look, the diameter is usually the whole distance right here from this end right here to this other end, and they're giving us just half right here. It looks like they're giving us the radius and not the diameter, and this is where you have to pay a lot of attention, because this is the tricky part of your exam. They might give you the radius and instead of the diameter. Okay, and remember that the radius is only half of your diameter. So what I'm going to do when I substitute my variables for my numbers, when I write down my formula, and instead of writing 3, I'm going to write a 6. And why is that? Because remember that my diameter, it'll be all this whole line in here. Oops, it's not very straight. I apologize for that. Okay, so but this is only 3, so this should be also 3. Okay, so the total of this 3 multiplied times 2, because the diameter is twice the radius, is going to be equals to 6. So pay a lot of attention to that. This is what a lot of students miss, and that's how they get this circumference wrong. So I'm going to multiply 3.14 times 6, and this is going to be equals to 18.84, and therefore my circumference for this circle is equals to 18.84. All right, my friends, to calculate the area of a circle, okay, the formula to calculate the area is going to be this one right here. It's going to be area equals to pi times the radius square. And also, of course, you're going to be given, the distance or the measurement for your radius, which is this right here, is the number 3. Now, this is what your radius look like, my friends. Be careful. They might give you a diameter, okay? So if they give you a diameter, whatever number you have on the diameter, you're going to have to divide it by 2 because the radius is always half of the diameter. But in this case, they actually give me the radius, so I am okay. I'm good to go. So I don't need to do any division. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead. My first step, just like with the other problems, I'm gonna dissect the process of solving the area for this circle. And what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna substitute my variables for my numbers, and it turns out that it's gonna be area is equals to 3.14 times 3 square. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do based on the order of operations, I'm going to elevate the 3 to the second power. Okay, so 3 to the second power is equals to 9. So that will be my next step. I'm going to the 9 right here. I put my 9 right here. Now I'm going to multiply the 3.14 times 9. Okay, that, my friends, as a result is going to give me the area, and the area of this circle is 28.27 square. Remember, my friends, this is the circle, and although it's not a polygon, anytime we measure the area of anything, areas are always measured on square units. So remember that whenever you write the result for any of your areas, it's always going to have to be accompanied by a small 2. Never forget to write that down, because unless you do that, your result is going to be wrong. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching this lesson. I hope that you enjoy it, that you learned from it, and I hope that you guys have a great day.
Launch code. Access granted.